Hello and welcome to this tutorial on Waymaker Daily. On this tutorial, we're going to see how we can add users into the system, and also we're going to see how we can manage users by attributing the type of privilege we want for each user. So it's going to be a pretty long video. So to add users into the system, the first thing we need to do is to see the current number of users and the last code attributed to each user. So to do this, we click on manage users and we see here that the last code is 005 excluding 789. So the last code is 005, which means our next user is going to have the code 006. That's the first step in creating a user account or in adding a user to the system. So what we're going to do right now is to close this form and we'll click on add users and we'll type the next user code, which is 006. We'll give a default password and we'll confirm the default password and we'll click on OK. It says username 006 has been created successfully. So when you click on OK, this form automatically pops up. What we have to do now is on this drop down, we'll select 006 and we'll type in the name of the user and telephone number, email address, and all the other information. So by the time you have finished providing all of this information, you click on validate. It says, do you really want to submit the new record? You click on yes. And now our user has been added into the system. And here is the user information. So we have other users already in the system. You can see them here by selecting on the user code or the username. To do any modification, you have to click on edit mode, and each time a user is already included in the system, you cannot change the first name or the last name of the user. This can only be changed by the system administrator. So notice that once we click on edit mode, this becomes update, from validate to update, which means you can update the information after you have finished changing. For instance, the ID number here will just change to this. Click on update and it's called that the ID number has changed for that particular collector. Okay, same for all the other ones. To exit update mode, edit mode, you simply click on the edit mode icon here, and that's the first two steps of adding a user into the system. So we'll close this, and now the final step of adding a user into a system is managing the user. So by default, each time you add a user into the system, the user comes with the default user level. So let's log out and log in as user 006. Default password was 123. So you see, a normal user only sees reports of all the other collectors or all the other users, but not all the reports as the admin. You discover that this menu is a little bit short than the admin menu and the management menu, which is the same for all the other users as seen in the previous tutorial. So if you haven't watched the management menu tutorial, you can go watch it. The link is in the description. So collective reports is here too, as we have said. but with a limited access to the various menus. So this is not what we want Sadilan to be. We want Sadilan to be a collector. So he is a daily collector. We have to log out, log in now again as our with our privilege. We'll continue with batch treatment, manage users. Remember that we want to inscribe, we have inscribed a user, so we want to set the user level or the user privilege. So we'll come to manage users and we'll set the user as a collector. So right now Sadilan is a collector and can be able to do daily savings transactions with his customers. 006 1 2 3. So you see the menus has changed. So this user account now is a daily collector and can be able to perform transactions. So it is important that a user privilege should be created only when needed, and except otherwise, no user should have more than one privilege. Except otherwise, the user is a collector and also an admin of the system. In that case, the user could have more than one privilege whereby one privilege is to open and close the accounting day or perform other operations, while the other privilege is to do the normal daily savings accounting transactions. So let's log out and log in to our admin privilege. So that's it on adding a new member into the system. You start by adding users. This form automatically pops up when you are done from the first form. This one pops up automatically. You finish filling, you close, and you set the user privilege from here. So that's it on adding new users into the system. If you found the video helpful, you can hit the like button and notification button so you always receive updates when we post new videos and tutorials on how to use the system. And each time a new update of the system is also made, you'll be informed.